up, guys? Welcome to Hollyscoop's Daily Rewind. I'm Madison Hill.
And I am Courtney Revolution.
We've got a lot of tea to discuss today. We're talking BTS, exciting. Pete Davidson opening up about his relationship with Ariana Grande and Kylie Bieber. Plus, where Kylie Jenner is at now that her friendship with Jordyn has been over for a year. Oh, yikes. But first, we have some fresh tea, you guys. Some fresh Hailey Bieber tea, aka some of your faves, the Hailey Hailers. Go ahead and get excited. So Hailey Bieber recently sat down for an interview with Refinery29 and opened up about her tattoo collection.
Okay.
She revealed that her most meaningful tattoo actually has nothing to do with her husband Justin Bieber and everything to do with her parents, which actually I think is really sweet.
Because she's a bald one.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. So Hailey reportedly has a Roman numeral on the left side. I can't tell my left from my right. Got to do the L's, you know. Up, yep, left.
Oh, that's a thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. See,
nice.
it forms an L.
Look at
Always
that.
a quick
I
little
do my
trick.
heart thing.
Yes, a little. Oh, yes. Quick tricks, everybody. But it's on her wrist, and it signifies the day her dad married her mom.
Cute.
She went on to say, quote, "My parents are still married to this day, and it was my first tattoo I ever got." She said that she was initially scared her parents would get mad, but then she made sure they knew it was dedicated to them. She said her mom only had one tattoo at the time, and her dad had a bunch, so she knew he wouldn't get that mad. But
Yeah,
you know,
of course not.
it's still kind of nerve-wracking if your parents don't know that you're going to get the tattoo to be like, "Oh, by the way, I got this."
I wonder how special her parents' love must be to want to put that on her body like that. You know
Right,
what I
yeah,
mean?
they've been married for several years. I believe the date they got married was 1990-something, 80-something.
Jeez.
So they've been married for a very long time. Definitely a love she obviously wants to emulate with her own marriage. Hailey went on to say that she has around 30 little tattoos, none of which she regrets because they're all, quote, dainty and cute and not really big enough to have been a terrible idea.
I would have never known that.
Same.
I like
Over
don't notice
30?
tattoos on her. Yeah, no
I
way.
know, and I feel a kinship with her on this because all of my tattoos are really small. Because everyone always asks me that. They're like, "How do you know if like you want that on your body forever?" I'm like, "Well, I mean, ultimately, mine are so little
Yeah.
that I would
Well,
never
cover up on that
be
girl
too
if you-
upset." But
Yeah.
yeah, so shout out to Hailey. I think that's really sweet. I think obviously, if the fact it wasn't about Justin isn't that big of a deal.
But I love it that it's not.
I agree. I
Yes.
love that it's about her parents' relationship and her parents' love. And inadvertently, I guess you could even relate that back to Justin if you wanted to anyway.
So are we hailing Hailey this episode?
We are hailing Hailey this episode. I feel like we need like
dumb,
a
I love it.
ding, ding, ding. We're hailing Hailey. Yes, for once. Yeah. Well, actually, not for once. We actually hail her
We
a
hail
lot.
Hailey a lot.
Despite what people try to
We're
say.
just giving
about
y'all the
us.
motion this time. The Hailey Ailers.
Okay, let's move on and talk about Mr. Bieber and BTS. So
Oh.
aside from BTS appearing on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon last night, they did a bunch of different bits. They were on the subway. They went to
Yes.
Katz's, which we were really for.
I love Katz.
They also performed in Grand Central Station. It was honestly amazing. But before all that, they also did an interview with E! News where they were asked who would be their dream artists to collaborate with. Now, Taylor Swift was mentioned.
Gorgeous.
Taste. Billie Eilish was mentioned.
Ooh.
Love it. Adele was
Icon.
mentioned, which honestly, that would be something I would never think of, but I think would be amazing.
An upbeat, hype dance track where Adele sings the chorus.
I also can see Adele being a low-key BTS stan. I feel
Yeah,
like she stands
yeah.
a lot of people that no one ever expects, and that's partially why we love her. But unanimously, they all had an answer that may surprise you guys. Take a listen.
If I have a chance, Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber.
You know what? Killing it either. That's an old song.
So it was Mr. Bieber, and they said it in the form of an old Nicki Minaj song. So I thought you would appreciate that.
I appreciated it because we know that BTS loves Nicki Minaj. So of course they would relate it back to Beauty and a Beat, her collab with Justin Bieber.
Right. Exactly. Would we want to see Justin Bieber and BTS collab? Or
Sure,
would
but
you prefer one of the others?
I would prefer Ariana out of all of
okay.
them, to be honest. Like,
Okay.
I've already got Nicki, so I'm satisfied.
Okay.
But if I had to choose, like, that would be interesting, Ariana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
'Cause she could dance,
interesting.
too.
So, but what if Ariana did Blackpink? She could still do BTS.
She could do
don't
both.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's
man
true.
and women.
All right. I obviously just selfishly want Taylor Swift. I don't know how that would sound or work or go together, but they can make it work.
She gonna write their parts.
Exactly. Okay, let's move on and talk about Kylie and Jordyn. New report from Us Magazine, you guys. A source said that Kylie has been doing, quote, well since her and Jordyn's friendship ended a year ago. The source went on to say that Kylie, quote, loves hanging out with all of her crew of girls now, including Stassi, Iris, and Victoria. We assume Sophia Richie is still included in the group. Weird.
That's your friend, right?
Yeah, I mean, as
Y'all
far
so
as we
close.
knew, and then this little quote, but I guess we're not gonna harbor too much on it.
Today.
I don't want to harbor too much on it today. You never know. In 24 hours, a whole lot could change. But Kylie is reportedly very comfortable and her complete self in this friend group. They all just reportedly have fun together like any close group of friends would.
So what do you think is like a typical day in being Kylie's best friend? You wake up, you might take some Instagram photos, you check her email, and then Kylie says, private jet at 4:30, be there?
And then you say, I will be there.
Absolutely.
Okay, do it, but please make sure McDonald's is there like Scott Disick did for some people.
With the dipping sauces.
With the dipping sauces, with sweet and sour, ranch, and
Barbecue.
Barbecue, there you go. No, I can't even imagine what it's like to be Kylie Jenner's best friend because I do feel like you have to be ready to go whenever.
Always.
And it's almost a balancing act of being your own self, but then also, you know, being part of her circle and all of that. So I can't even imagine it. As far as Kylie and Jordyn, I think they're both thriving. I think they're both doing fantastic. I think no matter which one you tend to favor, you can't deny that in this year, they've both had a considerable amount of personal growth.
I think about Madison, how people were like, you know, Jordyn and Kylie, what kind of relationship do they have? They're so close. It's annoying, some people would describe. They are suffocating each other, and look how the universe forced them to separate and live life on their own for growth.
Exactly.
Horrible situation, but there's a silver lining.
Always a silver lining. Okay, let's move on and talk about Pete Davidson. He recently sat down with Charlamagne the God for a very revealing interview, not on The Breakfast Club, this was just on Charlamagne's YouTube channel. And he talked about his past relationships, including his breakup with Ariana Grande. Pete admitted that he knew their engagement was over after Mac Miller passed away. Pete admitted that he totally understood what Ariana was going through and that he remembered telling her he would be there for her until she didn't want him there anymore. He went on to say, quote, I pretty much knew after that. That was really horrible and I can't imagine what that ish was like. All I do know is that she really loved the out of him and she wasn't putting on a show or anything. That was effed up. And then he went on to offer prayers to Mac's family.
I love that.
I agree.
Just imagine being engaged to someone and then you find out your ex you were very passionately in love with passes away. You know what I mean? I couldn't imagine what Ariana was feeling, but I am understanding of the fact that I'm sure she was like, I need to be alone and figure myself out and figure all of this out.
And I kind of talked about this on the morning tea. I felt like when Ariana and Pete got together in the first place, it was very rushed. It was kind of a fling that got real serious real quick. I think she was using it as a distraction from everything with Mac Miller because while they did love each other a lot, they did also have their problems. And Ariana spoke about them on social media when it was necessary. And so I totally understand kind of what that news must have done to her soul and being very conflicted of, am I actually happy in this relationship? Did this just remind me that I was not okay? I need to learn how to be by myself. And I'm still grieving a great loss in the process. It's absolutely, like, I can't even conceive it, to be honest with you guys.
Me either, Madison.
And I do want to mention, because I know some people could look at this as something negative Pete Davidson was trying to say, and I truly don't believe that at all.
Yeah, me either. I don't think that he was trying to shade her at all. It sounds like he was coming from a place of understanding, of understanding the situation and accepting the situation for what it is. Because people do come into your life for a season sometimes.
Right,
and that's
exactly.
Okay.
He also discussed, you guys, his relationship with Kaia Gerber. He noted that she was very young and he was going through a lot before he went to rehab. That's kind of why they ended up slowly starting to go their separate ways. He went on to say it just wasn't the right time or place for their relationship. He continued on to say Kaia should, quote, be having fun. She shouldn't have to worry about some dude that just has issues. She should be enjoying her work.
I want Pete to find somebody mature.
I agree.
Not someone that's gonna like be there specifically to fix his problems, but like a partner he can work with and through stuff with.
Right, and he did say ultimately his goal is he wants to be a dad, he wants to write, he wants to direct, he wants to work on projects with his friends. So I think he really is kind of craving that partnership. Maybe he's not at a place for it right now, and I think that's okay. I think we're seeing a whole new side of Pete Davidson, and I'm really liking it. I know previously, you know, when Pete would continue to make jokes at Ariana's expense, and I know that's what stand-up comedy is, but just some of the interviews and stuff he did while they were together, after they were together, it kind of gave me a bad taste in my mouth. But I feel like this interview, I'm starting to see who Pete Davidson is at his core.
Yes, ma'am.
And I like him so much better, and I feel for him.
Yeah, I felt like I was like, Pete, that
Yeah.
really sucks that happened for you.
I think a lot of people can relate to his story, and I think that's really, really important. Just saying. All right, you guys, it's time to let us know what you're thinking. What was your reaction to Hailey Bieber's most memorable tattoo? Also, thoughts on BTS wanting to collab with Justin Bieber?
What do you think about this update on where Kylie Jenner is at now that her friendship with Jordyn Woods has been over a year?
Oh, I can't believe it's been that long. Also, you guys, let us know your thoughts on this interview with Pete Davidson and what he had to say about his relationship with Ariana Grande. Let it out down below. Don't forget to tune into the Morning Tea tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. In the meantime, you guys can shop the Hollyscoop store, click that subscribe button, and don't forget the notification bell. We'll see you next time. Bye guys.